Hi, my name is Natalie. Um, so going off the question, the statement is his use of the body inhumane, and do I agree with this statement or not? Um, I, hmm, I would not disagree. Um, I know he pushed a lot of boundaries, and his stuff was definitely I'd say abstract, like that's what I'd describe it as. But I don't think it was inhumane. I think that's a stretch. I think he was very innovative. I mean, he used different props we haven't really seen. His lighting was different. His technology, and I think this made his art form bigger than what it was. And I do think it maybe wasn't the best looking, and it could be viewed inhumane. But ultimately, I think it is just art, and so I think it's very subjective, obviously. Um, and then I also think this could be seen as a strength rather than something so negative, because it was something that we don't see much his art. I mean, he really pushed the dancers. And one thing I read, because I was on Google, and people were saying the bad parts because they think they looked like puppets, and I disagree with that. I don't think they looked like puppets, so I think that's where that statement of the inhumane is coming, and I personally didn't see that, feel that when I watched it and read about it. So moving on to the second question about if without all this stuff, would he still be able to show the economic power the U.S. has? And I personally think yes. Going based off just the dance part, them coming in and being in such unison, it gave kind of military powerful, and that definitely conveyed it. And I mean, obviously it wasn't all the crazy costumes and stuff with that, but that definitely showed that you could do it. And then there are parts in the dance that kind of were kind of seemed like conflict, and so I think that also I just kind of got that. And I think that can also show the economic power, because with power there's always something going on, some way you're trying to keep it, so that helped me see that. And then sorry, I'm just looking at my notes. And then instead of costumes, he used other aspects with the lights, and I think that helped convey with 1 second. Because it brought drama, and yes, you don't always need the most crazy outfits or anything, but if you can bring the drama and the conflict, and just he brought a lot of emotion, and so I would say I agree that he was still able to convey it, even though there wasn't so much to it. Okay, so moving on to the third and final question. I would define a universal work as something that a large audience can relate to, that is very common. So in this case, it was about the African American experience, and it was able to we could all not necessarily relate, but we could understand through his work, and then the people couldn't relate did obviously relate to it. So that's kind of what I think. It is just everyone has something that they can tie to it, or can at least understand it. And I definitely do think this would be considered a universal work, because it just brought up the essence of the human experience, and obviously everyone can relate to that, and in that way, it was struggles and hope and community, which is something again everyone can relate to, and even though it was specific to obviously one group, one culture, I still feel everyone can get a sense of something from it. And then also I looked up just the actual definition of universal, and It says it refers to something that is applicable or common to all people, cultures, or situations. It embodies themes, ideas, and emotions that resonate widely, transcending specific contexts or backgrounds. So, just kind of going based off of that, I would for sure say his work was universal.